Am I clearly audible and visible, Anjali?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are.
Sure. I would like to request all speakers and attendees to kindly switch on the webcam. Yeah, Digvijay and Feroz, if you could just give over to go by 7 p.m. Sure, Digvijay?
Sure, sir. I'll start at 7 p.m.
Sure. Digvijay, am I audible? I would like to request my fellow speakers and attendees to kindly switch on your webcam. We shall be going live in 2 minutes from now. Aman, Nakul, Sunny, Anupam, you must switch on your webcams, please. Sure. Sure. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the final day of budget as an entrepreneur. We hope you all had a restful evening and are ready for another day of insightful discussions and valuable learning.
Absolutely, Shravan. It was an incredible journey exploring the topic. So let's continue our discussion and hope everybody enjoys it. Our first speaker for the day is Mr. Masoom Rehan, an entrepreneurial force based in Dhaka, Bangladesh. Serving as the founder and managing director of Fizax Corporation, Mr. Rehan leads a company specializing in clothing, cosmetics, and IT industries. His commitment to delivering high quality products and services reflects his dedication to both businesses and global impact. A visionary leader, Mr. Rehan continuously explores innovative avenues for business expansion, striving to exceed client expectations through inventive solutions.
Our next speaker for today is Mr. Joshua Ovolabi, distinguished content and product marketing specialist with an impressive 5-year track record. Mr. Ovolabi has honed an expertise while working across diverse companies in fintech, Web3, health tech, and gaming. Over the past half decade, Mr. Joshua has collaborated with cross-functional tech teams, successfully achieving marketing and brand development goals. His strategic contributions extend to product marketing, community management, and brand storytelling. Notably, he has played a key role in nurturing nascent products with top African startups, ensuring rapid scalability without compromising retention.
Our next speaker is Mr. Sampson, a campaign strategist at Make a Difference India Delhi chapter and an associate at the Federation of Indian Petroleum Industry. With an impressive 4.5 years in the industry, Mr. Sampson's professional journey is a diverse tapestry, ranging from content curation to event organization, creative design to show hosting, and venturing into the realms of public relation and advertising. His significant contributions include leading over 70 events, orchestrating in the communication for Swadesh Conflict 2023 with esteemed guests like Minister Hardeep Singh Puri and Mr. Nitin Gadkari, covering ASSOCHAM's 16th International Education Leadership Summit, conducting an interview with MLA Madan Lal, and heading the Kashi Indian International Film Festival Awards 2021. Moreover, Mr. Sampson has actively organized Z Media Anchor Quest and efficiently managed social media accounts for influencers and organizations.
Moving on, we have none other than Mr. Paritosh Sonthakke with us. He wears multiple hats as a chemical engineer, seasoned supply chain professional, author of his upcoming book, Slower But Not Over, and serves as a copywriter for MSME businesses and is a digital transformation partner. With a rich background in supply chain management within FMCG industries globally, spanning over a decade, Mr. Sonthakke has embarked on an entrepreneurial journey this year. His mission is to assist growing MSME businesses and young entrepreneurs in achieving sustainable growth through his guidance and expertise. In his own words, Mr. Sonthakke encourages businesses to go digital, go global.
Our next speaker is Dr. Swati Bhatia, currently contributing her expertise to the Asian Business School in Noida. With over 2 decades of cross-functional experience, Dr. Bhatia excels in administration, human resource management, liaison coordination, team management, training and development. Her strategic and tactical skills extend to areas such as problem resolution, contagion, performance management, and onboarding. As a thought leader, Dr. Bhatia's commitment to education is evident in her identification of emerging trends and adherence to industry norms. He has significantly contributed to technical activities, showcasing her excellence in scoping, planning, outlook finalization, resource administration, and quality management. Her academic accomplishments include publishing papers in national and international conferences and notable journals. Recognized for her contributions, she has also received the Distinguished Faculty Award and Best Researcher Award at the Asian Business School. As a core member of the MBA Expedition team and convener R&D Cell, she is an impaneled examiner at the Indian Chartered Accountants of India, New Delhi.
Our final speaker of the day is none other than Ms. Jadish Hajit, a seasoned digital marketing specialist with over 4 years of experience in the dynamic realms of technology and e-commerce. She brings a T-shaped expertise, excelling in strategy and communication. As a proficient professional, she specializes in campaign management, social media, and brand leadership. She is also an expert in content marketing, where she leverages generative AI to achieve enhanced results. Serving as a digital marketing analyst, she is also dedicated to growth hacking and excels in crafting innovative strategies for demand generation and sales enablement. Her approach is characterized by the seamless integration of analytical research and creative ideation, ensuring the unveiling of optimal marketing angles. So, we are honored to have such a distinguished panel of speakers with us today, each bringing a unique perspective and a depth of knowledge to today's session. And we look forward to all of your valuable insights. So, let's start our discussion by inviting Mohammad Masoom Rayan to commence his speech.
Thank you very much. Everybody hearing me, right? It's audible?
Yes, it
we
is.
can. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. I would like to thank SK Associate and Group for arranging this conference. Especially thanks to Mr. Shravan Kumar and Ms. Anjali Singh for inviting me in this excellent session. Actually, in last 2 days session, my previous renowned speakers has already described everything in elaborately. But today, I just stand before you to delve into a topic that holds that's immense another promises for entrepreneurs who are seeking to carve out their niches in a competitive landscape without deleting their financial resources. The topic is low budget advertising, right? So I don't like to kill more time because there are lots of speakers are here. So I just, with your permission, I just go through the topics. In a world where colossal advertising budget often dictate the narrative, it is easy for the small business owners who are feel overshadowed. The prevailing misconception is that a significant impact requires for a substantial financial investment. However, I am here to challenge that notion. That effective advertising doesn't always necessitate the deep pockets. Instead, it thrives in creativity, then strategic thinking, and deep understanding of your audience. Today, let's explore how embracing these principles can propel your business. An entrepreneur should follow the 7 points for advertising. First of all, now you should understand your audience. Second, in this digital era, the social media can be a magic. And third, the content that must be the king. So I can say the content is the king. And fourth point gonna be collaborate and cross promote. Fifth, there is do it yourself. This my previous speaker says give a lot of emphasis on DIY and local partnership and analyzing and adaptability. So this understanding your audience, how you do understand your audience, because you have lots of products, you have different products or services, and you have to, what is your ultimate goal? Your ultimate goal is to sell your product or service. In that case, first of all, you have to know your audience. The first pillar of successful low budget advertising lies on profound understanding of your audience. You have to know who are your customers. What are their preferences, desire, and pain points, right? So this knowledge forms the bedrock of your advertising strategy, guiding your decision and shaping your messages. By honing your target demographic, you can tailor your approach to resonate with those who are most likely engaged with your product or services. The second thing is social media magic. This is the digital era. This is the digital age. In this digital age, you cannot avoid social media. And the most potent and cost-effective tools that entrepreneurs disposal is social media platform. It could be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or LinkedIn. They offer unparalleled reach without the hefty price tag associated with the traditional advertising channels. So crafting and engaging content, utilizing the strategic hashtags, and fostering community interaction can transform your social media presence into a dynamic and influential advertising engine. So, that social media is not merely broadcasting platform. It's a space for conversation also, right? So it's a space for conversation, connection, and community building. So you cannot never ever avoid social media. Entrepreneurs, they can use this medium, humanize their brand, share behind the scenes glimpse, and they can actively engage. They can actively engage with their audience. The beauty of social media lies in this accessibility. It doesn't discriminate based on budget size. Rather, it rewards the creativity, authenticity, and consistent effort. So, you understand your customer, you understand your audience, and you have social media. So, what the next? And that is content. There's lots of content mm, should be we can find there. So you know your product, you know your audience, so you have to have a good content on this advertising. You know, you cannot disagree the significance of content. In the context of low budget advertising, you know, content become the currency, which is engage your audience. Whether it's it can be blog post, videos, infographics, or a combination of this medium. Quality content serve as the bridge between your brand and potential customers. I think all of you will agree with me because content is the king. So you can consider the leveraging your expertise and unique selling point to create content that not only informs but also captivates. So share your success stories, provide valuable insight, and address common challenges your audience may face. So by posturing yourself as a valuable resource, you build trust and credibility, essential components of any successful advertising strategy. So you have to focus while you making ready your infographics or videos or blog posts. You have to keep in mind this transparency and what you are offering to your audience. And another thing is collaborate and cross promote. So what you do, what you can collaborate and cross promote. One of the most overlooked yet powerful strategies also for low budget advertising is collaboration. Entrepreneurs can amplify their reach by collaborating with other small business that share the similar target audience. And this collaborative approach is not just about sharing costs, but also about creating a synergistic effect where both parties get benefited. So again, that cross promotion can take various forms. It can be joint social media campaign. It can be a shared event or bundled product offering. By aligning with like-minded entrepreneur, you tap into each other's network, introducing your brand to a wider audience without the need for an extravagant advertising budget. So where collaborate and cross promote can help both parties, the both entrepreneurs, the both business owners, because they have the choice, the same geography, or they have the same target audience, right? So collaboration and cross promote could be an effective tool. And the thing which I said that is DIY, that is do it yourself, design and video, because product is your, services are your. So why not you do by yourself? So In the era of this is the digital age. There's numerous user-friendly design tools and high-quality smartphone cameras. So there's no excuse for blend visuals. So embrace the do it yourself DIY ethos. So when it comes to a design and video creation, numerous online tools empowers the entrepreneurs to produce eye-catching graphics and videos without the need for a professional designer and videographer, because I have low budget, right? So I don't have that much budget for hire a professional videographer, but there's numerous tools on the internet. But you have to keep in mind that authenticity. So authenticity often resonates more with the audience than the polished. And high budget production consider waving your brand story in visual completing content. You just share the journey of your business, showcase the face behind the brand, and give your audience a reason to connect with the human side of your entrepreneurship. Right. So this is the main thing, authenticity. When you design a video or whatever you're doing with the tools, you can take support from the AI, artificial intelligence, but always remember the authenticity, the product or the service you are offering to your audience. And don't forget the local partnership. I mean, the digital landscape, the power of local connection should not be underestimated. So forging partnership with your community can yield significant dividends for your business. Sponsor local events, collaborate with nearby business, and actively participate in community activities. This local partnership not only boosts your visibility among potential customers, but also contribute to the fabric of the community. Small business thrive when become integral parts, when become integral parts of the communities they serve. The most importantly, by aligning your brand with local values and interests, you build foundation and trust that exceed beyond transactional partnership. I mean the relationship. So you already passed the 6th point. So what is the last? That absolutely the analytics and adaptability. No advertising strategy is complete. The ability to measure its impact. One of the advantages of digital platform is wealth of analytics. They provide entrepreneurs can leverage the tool on social media platform. Website analytics and other data source to gain insight into the performance of their advertising efforts. So you have to keep in mind the analytics and the adaptability. You have to track the metrics. You have to track the metrics such as engagement and click-through rates and conversation rates. So use this data not only to measure success, but more importantly, to inform future decision. So this data is very important. So you must do analytics. Basically the click rate, conversation rate, and engagement rate. A low budget advertising strategy should be dynamic and adaptive.
Yes,
And
if you could just wrap it up in 2 minutes.
Sorry, sir?
You could just wrap it up in 2 minutes since we have 5 more speakers.
Oh, sure, sure, sure. Thank you. So, I'm in the last part of my topics. So you have to analyze the data. Always entrepreneurs identify that what, who doesn't, and where adjustment are needed. So flexibility and adaptability are the key asset for those who navigating an ever evolving landscape of advertising. So in my last and very last, remember that heart of successful advertising lies in authentic connection you forge with your audience. As entrepreneurs, let's embrace the power of low budget advertising and watch as your creative endeavors and strategic uh, choices transform and entrepreneurial dreams into a tangible success. So thank you very much for that's all from me. Thank you very much for inviting me, and thank you all. Thank you very much.
To Mr. Rahan for the wonderful speech and sharing your tips. As we're running out of time, we won't be able to take any questions. So please share your email address in the chat box, and if any of our audience would has any questions, they can reach out to you. Now I'd request Mr. Joshua to commence his speech.
Hi everyone.
Yes.
Hi everyone. Can you guys hear me? Can everybody hear me? All right. My name is Joshua, and it's very great to be here. And I was able to work on it to share with everyone concerning advertising effectively on a tight budget as an entrepreneur. First thing first that I want everybody to know is, sorry, first question. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, so first thing first that I always tell entrepreneurs is whatever amount of money you have for your business, it is not a free money. No matter where you get the money from, whether it is your money or it's somebody else's money, it is not free. So even if I dash you 20 pounds for your business, I'm not dashing you 20 pounds for your business for you to blow it out. And you know, advertisement is like one of the quickest means of you throwing your money in the wind without the right tactics and strategy. And that is the reason why I want to say, why do you want to advertise? That should be the first question at the back of every entrepreneur, right? You don't advertise because you are seeing Coca-Cola advertising, Nike advertising, Adidas advertising, Puma advertising. No, you're not advertising because of that. You're advertising because you want to gain more. You want awareness for your products, for your brand. You want more people to know your brand. You want more people to know your products. You want to also reach a target audience. Now, it's much more easier for everybody to tell you that, oh, at the end of the day, what really matters is you should make money. No, you can't make money if you don't reach your target audience. I can decide today and say I want to sell water, but am I targeting the rest of the people that will buy water from me? I should not have it at the back of my mind and say water is something everybody needs. So because of that, they're going to buy from me. It might work, but trust me, there are competitors. And this is the reason why you have people that are going to compete with you to the last breath of it. And they most likely have more money than you do. So they will get to more customers faster than you do. And you want to also be able to get out of the market share. So this is why you must reach your target audience. And also you want to reach new markets. So you don't want to just be in one place alone. You want to be able to reach other places in India, in the world globally. And then if you want to reach new audience, advertisement is one of the fastest way. And when you reach a new market, that means your business start growing very fast. So these are the reason why you advertise, right? And then the question now is it possible to achieve this objective with a tight budget? The answer is yes. And honestly, everything about marketing is tactics and strategy. And the day you discover that everything everybody does is like a guesswork, you are not just waking up and you are saying, oh, because everybody knows me, so I don't need to advertise. Till tomorrow, top brands still advertise. At least they are making a lot of money, but still they still advertise. So why won't you, that you are a small business, not advertise? It is important that you advertise, but then you don't need to pack all the money in your business and pour it inside the wind and say, hopefully I gain the results. No, it is based on the right ideas and marketing tactics. And as an entrepreneur, you are in the business to make money. So if you're in the business to make money, then, spending money, like trying to be as stingy as possible. I like to use the word stingy as possible on every ideas is very on brand. Like, it's for you. Like, you don't need to think about anybody. You don't need to think about your competitors and what they are doing. It is your budget, right? So you need the right ideas. You don't just sit down and then somebody comes to meet you and say, why not try this idea? Why not try this idea? With $10, you'll be able to do this. You ask yourself the question, can I afford to put $10 on this idea at the moment? Is this the idea I need for this objective I would like to achieve? Those are the questions you want to ask yourself. Now, you don't have to compare yourself with top brands when working on advertising budgets. So brands like Samsung, like iPhone, like Apple, they have like very big budgets. So you can't just say, because iPhones are being advertised on YouTube, then me too, I have to go to YouTube. You guys are not on the same platform. You have not even like achieved longevity as Apple. So you can't expect to compete with them in terms of advertisement. Apart from that, you guys are not even direct competitors, depending on what you do, right? So you don't need to compare yourself with anybody when it comes to creating your budget for advertisement. So how to promote your business online without spending a fortune? One of the best ways is creating helpful and useful content. There's something that people used to say, they generally say, attention span is reducing by the day. People don't want to spend time on social media anymore. People just scroll and scroll and scroll. I think it is a lie. People are actually on social media every day to look for solutions to their problems. Now, if they are able to find solutions to that problem, they are going to pause. No matter how speedy they are going to pause and want to know more. Now, if you are the owner of the content that made a customer pause, then there is something that is going to lead to. Now, I understand that it is easier to be very lazy when creating content based on the introduction of AI and all of these different new trends and technologies. But one thing I want to assure you is these trends and technologies are there to help you create guide. They are not there to help you like create content and say, tell AI to create 10 Instagram content. AI will create 10 Instagram content based on what has been programmed in it. But will they be able to convert your customers? They might even sound robotic, right? Which is not the tone and voice of your business. So you have to create helpful and useful content. If you are selling deodorant like Shawmen, you want to be able to create content. You are not just coming to tell me, come and buy. I might be pissed off. Like, why are you stressing me to come and buy? What is this? What is it for? Why am I buying this? Why should I buy this? Those are like the content you want to create for your customers. So when they look for it and they find it, they're able to find your product and they buy from you. You have to also utilize social media platforms. You need to do a little bit of research, or let me say a lot of research. Don't say Instagram is working everywhere, so that means we should be on Instagram. I've been in the UK and I realized that WhatsApp is not as popular as it is in Nigeria, where I came from, right? In Nigeria, everybody's on WhatsApp. Almost everybody's on WhatsApp. In the UK, a lot of people are on Facebook. They're on iMessenger. They're on Snapchat. They're not on WhatsApp. And if, as a marketer, I already assumed that everybody's on WhatsApp, I might be targeting the wrong set of people on WhatsApp. And at the end of the day, the people I'm trying to target are not on WhatsApp. They are on Instagram. They are not even on Instagram. They are on Facebook. They are on Snapchat. They are on iMessenger. And, you need to do the right background checks just to be able to know that you are creating the right social media platforms for your business to target your audience. You also want to consider SEO to improve search and ranking on Google. I understand that people wake up every day and be like, how do I rank? How do I be on first page? Everything is about tactics. And there are like helpful guides online that can help you like improve your SEO ranking. But it is one of those tactics that you want to put in your business, in the guides to like creating content and trying to rank your SEO You don't really need to spend money, although there are like some tools that you can spend money on. But honestly, there are also other things you can do that can help you improve your search and ranking. And what is going to take is effort, honestly. And I understand people want to like buy effort. You can't buy effort. You just have to like keep trying your best. Invest in email marketing campaign. I understand that a lot of people believe that people unsubscribe every day from email marketing campaign. But if you target the right audience and you give them what they are looking for in terms of content, they are going to stay glued to it. Now, these 4 tactics, you can do them for free. You don't need to spend any money on any of these content, except maybe you're employing somebody to create these things for you or to help you work on these tactics. But if you're working on them yourself, depending on the size of your business, you can do all these things at £0, 0 penny, and then you'll be fine. It might take a while for you to start getting results, but you're going to get results. Now, another issue that I feel like a lot of people have is they want to get results as fast as possible. That is normal. It is human. It is human for us to always feel like I want my results. I want my results. But trust me, it is not about getting the result now. It is about creating that value that make your customers stay. If you try to pull a customer, they will definitely come, but will they stay? That's another question for another day. So you need to do something that makes them stay, and that is the reason why advertising on tight budget can really like help you create that value that you thought that you don't have. Now, there is also these 4 pieces of marketing that I think everybody that would like to create effective advertisement on a tight budget should know, which is the product part. You have to understand what you're offering to the target market. You also have to like make sure that the product is clearly defined with its features, benefits, value proposition, and it should be differentiated from competitors and meet the target audience. Another part is the pricing. Don't say because your competitors are selling theirs like 10 quid higher than yours, then you want to start selling at 1 quid. You might be losing just because you want to compete, and then you lose a lot of money. And at the end of the day, you might still not sell because the way the mind of a consumer, of a customer works is different from the way your mind works. Customer can see the cheap price of your product as the product being fake, and then they won't buy it. Because till tomorrow, there are people that are buying designer products, and you can't still explain the reason why they do that, because they want to be able to buy something of value and tell people that I bought this, I use this kind of product. Whereas there are people that sell cheaper brands that are better than these designers. But then who cares? They want to be able to buy value, and they have it. Now, there's a market that creates value for that. The same thing with pricing. Also, place. Where can your customers find your product? Are you like an online business and you don't have any offline? Then you have to like make them know where they can find you. All those channels, physical stores, online stores, social media platforms. Product placement should be convenient for target audience. It must be easy for everybody to find you, whether you're online or offline. And then lastly, promotion. How is the product being communicated to the target audience? This include marketing channels like advertising, public relations, social media, email marketing, and the promotion strategy should be tailored to the target audience's preferences and effectively convey the product's benefits. Finally, I would like to say that your budget is not what makes your advertisement effective. It is the tactics and the strategy that you put in place. So with this, I would be buying out, and I would say that you should have it at the back of your mind that it is good to have a lot of money, but at the same time, it is not enough for you to blow the money in the air because you have a business. The best thing you can do for yourself is make sure you work on your strategies, understand who your customers are, and know your products. And at the end of the day, you are able to place your products where your customers can find you with the right promotion. And trust me, you're going to make a lot of money. Thank you very much for listening.
Exactly. That was a great speech, Joshua. Thank you for it. Further, moving ahead, I would like to thank Joshua for his wonderful and informative speech. And I would like to further request him to share his email ID in the chat box for any queries our attendees might have. Okay, Joshua? Oh, sorry. Okay. So I would like to invite Mr. Sampson to commence his speech and share his insights.
Hello. Am I audible? Hi. Can everybody see me? Am I audible? Is my voice good enough?
Yeah.
Yes.
Lovely. So please let me know before I start the presentation. I want to share my screen. Let me know if it is visible. Okay. Is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Lovely. So, hello and welcome everybody. Myself, Mr. Sampson. So, before I start giving today's presentation, I would really like to thank the organizers for inviting and creating such a space where we can talk about advertising and all the tactics, all the strategies, and how can we achieve that in a lesser budget. So I am very excited about today's topic because advertising is one of those, topics where I get. Have you seen a child being excited about a candy? That is who I am when I talk about advertising. You can definitely see throughout this presentation. Before starting the presentation, I will be. There are few assumptions that I'm going on. First is, of course, everybody who is attending today's session is aware of advertising. How does it work? What is happening around in the world, in the advertising world, in the market? Second, I will be using some words like CTR, CTA, everything. All of those words will be used. So if you do not know those words, it's totally fine. You can, kindly write it up somewhere or maybe put it in the chat box. I'll definitely get back to you. And the third thing that I would like to say, kindly pin the presentation and myself so that you can have a better viewing experience. So let me start the presentation. So this presentation is made keeping in head that the people who will be joining us today are from this time zone, and there will be international references for all my international audience joining today. So let me start how to advertise on a tight budget and how to actually achieve rainbows and sunshine in just pennies. You must be thinking, Sam, what are you talking? You cannot achieve rainbows and pen. How are we going to even do that? I have divided today's presentation in four parts. The first part will be dealing with suffer through hardships and not just suffer. For my English audience, the first suffer means traveling through hardships and not just suffering through hardships, where I'll be talking about the challenges of advertising, what are the TV and print rates at this point in time. We'll also do a real-time analysis of a proper ad, and then I'll be asking, I'll be answering the million-dollar question: is it even worth it? In the second part, I'll be talking about when Jugaad meets the masala, where I'll be telling you budget-friendly tactics, and by the end of it, I'll be telling you the art of leveraging new customers. Moving forward, in the third part, I will be talking about building your brand with wit and wasn't, where I will be talking about content and community relationship. This can there will I'll also be telling about top 10 no-brainers, hooks that you can actually use anytime in the entire your journey. And towards the last part, I will be talking about networking ka Nimbu and analytics ka Alu. See, I will be telling why have I kept all of these names such like that. But for now, let's quickly hop into it because we have very little time today. And if you stick till the end, I have a small nugget for everybody who will be sticking till the end. So let's set go. First part is where I will be talking about suffering through hardships and not just suffering. Uh, I cannot emphasize enough when I see a lot of entrepreneurs. See, I have had the luxury of working with a lot of entrepreneurs, and I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs fail and again rebuild their business and again fail. And one of the major reasons that I could identify for them was they did not know there was a market gap. They did not know entirely about their product. They did not have creative strategies. They did not educate the audience about their mere existence. I did not know I had to put a slide like that. But one of the major reasons that these startups fail is because of the lack of funds. If you are a startup, you will be having no funds at all because there are 100 different things that you have to look at, like the supply chain, like everything else. You cannot put a lot of budget for marketing per se. So what can you do? What are the other things that we can do? So advertising is costly. Everybody knows that, but is it worth the cost? But before I tell you, is it worth it? Let's quickly draw some numbers. Star Plus is one of the nationwide, national level channel that works day and night in India. Uh, for a 10-second video, uh, so the rates that here are mentioned from 7 a.m. in the morning to 10 a.m. in the morning, it costs 15,000 per second for just an ad. And a normal average ad is what, 10 seconds, 20 seconds? Now I want you to do the maths. And this is just inside India. Moving forward, let's quickly see what happens outside India. It says $100,000 to 8 million just to put something on television on a place somewhere like HBO. Now you must be thinking, if this is how much it costs in television, let's switch to print. Why not? Let's go to print. My dear friend, print is not sasta at all. It is also expensive. For a front page in Mumbai, if you have to publish it, for a 4 by 5 centimeter ad, it will be costing you about 1,93,300 rupees. Now imagine that kind of money for just one day, for just one edition. Nobody is going to recall your brand. You need to advertise again and again. Imagine the budget that goes into it. Front full page, how much does it cost? I wanted to count the numbers here. This is real time numbers and I'm not making this up. This is available on the internet. Kindly go check it out. This is how much it costs in Hindustan Times. 1 crore 72 lakhs 8,000. These are heavy budgets. Do you want, let's do a quick analysis, okay? If this is how much is it costing, let's see how much, let's do a real time analysis.
इक्सिको नहीं गए क्या? नहीं. Don't travel पट्टी बांध के. No, and go.
This is the ad that was done on all the big platforms, and this is one of the global brands. It's not limited to just India. On Aajtak, it costed about 627 per second. It's a 10-second ad. Do the maths. In Z News, it costed 582 rupees. And on a channel like Sony Sub, it costed 4,801 rupees per second. These are heavy numbers. Again, I'm going to ask you, is it worth the cost? I will, go ahead and say yes, every penny. Now, I'm not saying that if you are an entrepreneur, if you have very small budgets, you should definitely jump on the first train to, advertise yourself. No, that is not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you have huge pockets, if you are Ambani's, go ahead and do that. But if you are not, now this is where I'll be telling what can you do to get all of that. Now, this is where I'll be telling you when the jugaad meets masala. See, being an Indian, we are known for our desi jugaads. We know how to get stuff done. This is where I'll be giving you budget-friendly marketing magic. So before I slide into that, everybody knows what Zomato is, right? So how does it do the marketing here? The first thing that they do is they send amazing notifications. Look at these amazing notifications. Sliding into your DM slash bill mein with some dal makhani. Sam, time to go to bed. If sleep isn't coming, biryani can. Hearts are like paper, they break easily. उन्होंने रुला दिया, हमने रोल ला दिया. I mean, look at the way these people are doing their marketing. You need to understand, if you do not go above and beyond, they did not put much effort into making all of this stuff. Everything is done on the app. It doesn't take much of an effort here. So what happens here is you need to think outside the billboard. You cannot think just inside of it. Let's quickly see all of the other marketing tactics that there are. Like, you need to go above and beyond, as I already said. You need to think of guerrilla tactics here. Not saying marketing is, yes, it is expensive, but you don't always have to take the conventional route. You can take the unconventional route and see how it works. This is what KitKat did. This is another ad from a dog care company that did this. What an amazing piece of work that they did. Another, this is what Zomato did. I mean, what an eye-catchy billboard that is. MCBC, and if you look closely, it says mac and cheese, butter chicken. We've got it. We've got it all. Order food online on Zomato. Another one, have a break, have a Kit Kat. This is back in Scotland. They did this ad campaign. What an amazing campaign. This was a watch campaign. So I have very little time, it seems. I need to quickly move on to the third part also. But before that, let me quickly talk on the strategies. I guess the previous speaker already talked about the social media magic that there is. You need to be very spicy. You need to be interesting. You cannot go ahead and be boring on Instagram. Nobody is going to follow you if you're a brand who does not sell emotion. Everybody sells a product. You need to sell an emotion if you wanna, go ahead in the marketing race. The Jugaad Masterclass. You do not need to, advertise, give out pamphlets, do other things like that. How about you design a Rangoli design outside your shop? And of course, people will be interested. Post a meme outside your shop. People will be interested to know what is happening inside, of course. Moving on to the content collaboration concoction. What I mean here is think of things that hasn't happened. And I'm not saying Instagram collaboration for you guys. What I'm saying is collaborate with your tiffin wala service, dabba wala guy who does the tiffin service. Ask him to give your menus out if you are a food service, into food service. Ask them to give out mithaiya. Imagine a gulab jamun themed campaign. I mean, it sounds delicious. Moving forward towards the part three, I have to hurry it up. I have very little time. Uh, in this part, I will be talking about building a brand with wit and visibility. If I cannot emphasize enough, everybody must have talked about this a million times. I'm gonna take just 2 seconds out of your all time and talk about wit and wasn't. Content is the king. In fact, today's first speaker also talked about it. Content is the king, but community is the queen. I fail to understand when I see a lot of entrepreneurs who do not respect their community. If you're an entrepreneur, just because your quality is good does not mean you are going to go very far in the race if you do not have relationships. Your community matters. Your community is the one who is going to back you up here. But okay, we can. Do you want to know how does Pixar do it? Stay tuned. I will be talking about this towards the end. Let me quickly tell the question hook technique. I want you all to imagine that you are on a date with your significant other, and there is full on silence, awkward silence between the both of you. Just complete silence. What will save the day? Because the date is going very bad. A question. Ask the person sitting right in front of you, what's the weird thing that you do? And that is, psychologically also the person will get involved with you. That is the question technique. Ask the customers things that they might be interested in listening. The forthcoming slides, I want you all to take a quick screenshot if you want to keep it. I will be going through it jaldi. The top 10 no-brainers and reusable hooks. The first is imagine if you have made a reel which says imagine if you could earn $10,000 a month from the comfort of your home. Tell me you will not see the reel. Of course you will. Is it just me or you find yourself dreaming financial freedom? Yeah, we can do a twisted version of it. I achieved financial freedom at the age of 22. I want to learn how. So these are just some of the ways that you can create a question, ask the people to, hook them with whatever that there is. I want you to take the screenshot of it, or maybe we can discuss on it later. Moving on to the last part of it, I just have even lesser time now. Part four, where I will be talking about networking ka Nimbu and analytics ka Alu. So for my international audience who join me today, what I mean by that here is Nimbu is lemon. So lemon adds a zest on your entire good dish. So what I'm saying is networking helps you give that garnish, give you that zest over everybody else. Imagine I don't expect you to go on fancy conferences or host expensive events. I'm saying go and sponsor somebody else's events and network there. It is a very low budget thing, but at the same time, there is so much exposure, there is so much, extension that you can go ahead and achieve so much more. And moving on is the analytics ka Alu. Alu is potato, and potato is the king of all vegetables, as we all know. It can be used with every single thing. Analytics also can be used with every single thing. I need you to understand this. If you are not looking at your analytics, you're doing a very, very bad job. So let me go ahead. One of the previous speaker already told about how AI is the new friend that you should be having if you already don't. So imagine what kind of person are you? Are you the one who will be, pushing a square or a circle? You both of them will eventually get to the end point. But how much time? You are the smart one. You understand what I'm trying to say here. Let me go ahead towards the last part of today's presentation and tell you top 10 AIs that I personally use myself. I want you to take a screenshot if you want it and use them for yourself and see the magic happen. Let somebody else do the heavy work. Imagine AI as an intern. What does an intern do? Does all the heavy lifting so that you can build off it, so that you can make something better out of it. So first of all, for A and B testing, you can use Optimizely, Unbounce, your VWO. These are amazing sites. A&B testing, for people who do not know, is we make two sets of advertisements and we run them simultaneously to understand which works better. Moving on is sentiment analysis superpower ke liye. It's not just how we perceive the ad, it's about how others also perceive the ad. This brand watch and social sprout social helps you do that. Next is click through whisperers, Google ad and Facebook ads. Everybody must be using by now. If you're not, please use this. This give you an amazing insight on your, engagement and how is it working, how is it not. For personalization, use Criteo. For creating copy crafter, copy AI I have used in so many of my assignments and all of the deadlines. I have used this to achieve all of that. So I really recommend Copy AI and Jasper for your creative copy. If you have to craft that. And next is if you do not have somebody of a graphic designer of sorts, kindly use Storyzy and Pictory. These are amazing platforms to do just that. Budget optimizer, the fraud fighter. The fraud fighter, why have I written fraud fighter? I want you to tell. A lot of these agencies, what do they do? They make bots so that they can view your ads again and again so that, you can get the benefit. But you are in the downside, you are not reaching the audience that you were supposed to, right? So these AIs help you do that. And then of course the global guru, it helps you, translate things. And social media maven Hootsuite helps you schedule things. Now, coming towards the last part of it, if you want to get your hands on the 50 ways to advertise a guide, the secret on how does Pixar do it, or 7 tools for easy marketing communication and free consultation on your next advertising campaign, please feel free to reach out. I will be giving out my Google Form link. Kindly look at it. It was really, really fun to have you all today. Thank you so much. You've been a lovely, lovely audience. Back to the lovely, lovely host. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Sampson. That was a very good presentation and a wonderful speech. Uh, Anybody, do we have any questions for him? I think we got a very wonderful speech and everything I think was very clear.
Thank you so much.
All right, all right. Okay, let's move ahead. I would request you to please share your email address in the chat box, and anyone would like to reach you, they can get back to our email address. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Paritosh to commence his speech.
Yeah, thanks, Miss Anjali. Give me a moment, please.
Sure.
Yeah, I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, let me share my presentation also. Is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Perfect. Okay. So, good evening, all. So, first of all, thanks a lot, Mr. Sorry, I forgot Mr. Shravan and Ms. Anjali for giving me this wonderful opportunity to talk to some amazing audience and on this amazing platform. So, a quick introduction about myself. I am Paritosh Sontakke. I'm a chemical engineer and former supply chain professional. I'm a digital marketer and also the copywriter for MSME brands and also the author of Slower But Not Over book. So I have around 8 slides to present today, and I'll try to wrap it up within 15 minutes. So as an entrepreneur, when it comes to advertise or promote about your product or services or your business, the first and foremost thing that comes to our mind is the brand. So every brand has its identity, unique position, its tagline, messaging, and some insight behind the brand. So all that can be told to the audience with the help of the brand story. So as an entrepreneur, we need to understand and craft the story about our brand. So why our brand got established and how it got evolved from over the period of time. So storytelling is a very powerful technique, because you see storytelling has that power for your audience to connect with you emotionally and in a better manner and in a faster pace. So you need to understand you need to uncover the why behind your business in your story when you are going to tell the brand story throughout your speech or through the content that you are posting on social media. So you need to also communicate the purpose of your brand to the audience and that purpose will drive the cause about your brand, and it will create the legacy for your business. So for young entrepreneurs, we have not read this book, start with why and find your why by Mr. Simon Sinek. That will be the useful one. I must recommend to go for it. Read both this book, and you will find how to find the why behind your the purpose behind your business. So that will help you a lot to create the legacy for your brand. The next is, once you know the value of your brand, you find out your target audience. So as an entrepreneur, you need to understand that not everyone is your target audience. So they say don't be generic, be specialist, because the specialists earn more money and they have a different position in the society or in the market. So not everybody is going to look for your products or go for your services. So you need to define first your niche, dive deeper into it, go for micro niche. Like for me, my niche is like I'm a digital marketer and a copywriter for MSME brands. So if I want to dive deep into it, I would go for like food and beverages business or any other FMCG business, because I carry a diverse amount of experience or a decade experience in that industry, and I can serve well to the audience of those industries. So you need to understand your audience in depth, their demographics, psychographics, the customer avatar or customer persona, their localities or their profession, age group, everything you need to know about your audience. So that you will understand the exact needs of your audience. You will be able to address their exact pain points, and by that you will be able to deliver the specific solutions to their exact pain points through your product and services. And also you'll be able to tailor the specific contents about their exact needs on the social media platforms. So when we launch the funnel, you have top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel. So you convert through that funnel, you attract the number of leads to your business. You convert those leads into the prospects, and then those prospects into your customers, and then those customers into your raving fans. So that's how it works. So there are 4 stages, like most of the marketers or entrepreneurs would be knowing. So it works basically on the AIDA principle. So it's awareness, interest, desire, and action. So it's a call to action. Okay. So when you know your target audience very well, their customer avatar, you'll be able to launch that funnel properly, and you'll be able to attract your audiences to your business, so that they'll be showing the interest in buying your products or services, and by that way you'll be able to grow your business. So once you know your audience, Another effective strategy that you can employ for your business as an entrepreneur is guerrilla marketing techniques. Like most of the speakers have spoken about this earlier. So this is like small budget and big impact strategy. So that this is very effective, because in guerrilla marketing, what happens is this is like it's an effective method to put your product or services in the market by self indirect promotion. Now imagine the situation that you're owning a shop, or you are a retailer in the market, and a few people are coming to you asking for a particular set of product, and they find that the product is not available in your shop, and then they go back. So this happens a couple of times, and then you realize that because of not putting those products in your shop or in your in your shelves, you're losing the business, you're losing the sales, you're losing the customers, and you don't know that when they are going to come back to you again. So that's how you realize that you have to keep those products in your shop or in your shelves, so that you can gain that business. So that's how guerrilla marketing works. So this is easiest, but small budget tactic, but it effective. This is conventional method. Now there are certain unconventional methods also for employing the guerrilla marketing tactics in your business, but that could be little costlier, like street art, flash mobs, or quirky events. But as an entrepreneur, you need to just see how those techniques fit into the size of your budget, and you can employ them accordingly. So with guerrilla marketing, this proves to be effective technique, and it helps you increase the brand awareness for your business, for your products and services, and your audiences talk about your brand, your product and services through the publicity. Then next is social media magic. Now, almost all of the keynote speakers, have spoken about the social media magic. Now imagine this is like a digital age. So in the digital age, having your online presence on social media, platforms, is just not an option. It's no more an option, but it's a necessity of the era. So you have to create the social symphony through the social media presence. So you have to choose those platforms where you can reach out to your target audiences, and also they can find you very well on those platforms. So it could be LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, Quora, or any other platform. So not all platforms are created for all the purposes. So if it's like professional networking, you will find all the professional people on LinkedIn. If it's like little casual, you can go for Facebook groups and all that. If it's like for promoting the videos and small, short reels, you can go for Insta, YouTube. So all those platforms are available, but you have to ensure that you are choosing the right platform where you can connect with your audiences effectively. Not only that, but also you have to engage more through the valuable comments when it comes to posting your contents on social media platform. So you see, 80-20 rule works here as well very well. So only posting is not enough, but you have to invest your 20% time in posting the content, and 80% time in doing the effective engagement with your target audiences. So like what do I mean by effective engagement? Like you can comment on your post itself, or you can comment on top LinkedIn creators, or you can find some subject matter experts in your field, in your niche, and you can engage on their post through comment, repost, reshare. So you widen your reach, and you grow your reach by that way. So that's why social media presence is very important, and it's effective also. So then next comes the strength of collaboration. So why collaboration is needed? So you see, if you read this book called Key Person of Influence by Daniel Priestley, there he has given the significance of collaboration. So basically, as an entrepreneur, if you want to become the subject matter expert and key person of influence in your area, so then you have to employ these five P's. So first is like pitch, second profile, third is publish, fourth is product, and fifth is the partnership. That means the collaboration. So for example, I have this book. Okay, so I have created my book. So this is my product, and I pitch about my book and also my digital marketing and copywriting services to my target audiences on the social media platform. So pitch, and then I'm available on social media platforms. So my online presence is there. So that's my profile. I publish the content regularly about my services and also about my book. So that's like publicity. I have product, and also I have the collaboration. I have partnership with a few of my business partners, and also with the book publications, a few retailers. So that's the type of 5 P's that you have to embrace in order to become the key person of influence. So by collaboration, you get the chance to forge the partnership with the local businesses. It may be like wholesaler, distributor, retailers, or some other small scale businesses whom you can partner with. And by that you get the chance to cross promote each other's products, and you can also share the resources as and when needed to promote the businesses, or any kind of help needed. You can not only that, you can also share the risks. You also exchange the ideas through the collaboration. And if your target audience is same, you collaborate, and then by that mean you'll be able to provide the value jointly to your target audience, not only through the multiple hands, but also with the multiple brains. Because what is the difference between group and a team? So group is just a collection of people, but with no purpose. But when it comes to team is the integration of the people. So you integrate the hands and brains, and you share many things, and you share the risks, ideas, and you grow jointly. So through collaboration, you grow your business, you scale it up, you sustain and scale it up from one level to the next level of excellence. So that's the strength, that's the power of collaboration. Next is DIY content. So it's a do it for yourself content. So as many of the speakers have spoken about this, so content is the king because it rules the platforms. So when content is the king, then context, or formatting of the content is the queen, I would say. So one has to leverage the user generated content. So as per the target audience and as per the niche that you have defined for your product and services and for your brand, you have to leverage the user generated content, because that's the way for connecting with your target audience easily, through emotional engagement, and also in a better manner and with the faster pace. So DIY content could be like, it could be videos, blogs, articles, newsletters, podcast. So these are some self-help information sources where your target audience can visit your social media and download all this information. They can go through it, they can learn and get some information, and if they are interested, they would reach you out to book for your product, services, or consultation, whatever it is. And that's how this gives you the authority for you to become the KPI, or that's key person of influence in your field. So that's the power of DIY content. The next is data driven decision making. So every business has to do some analysis, because numbers do not lie, and numbers has to say something. So decoding the numbers is the key to the business analysis, and for that you can embrace some analytics tools. There are some business intelligence BI power tools, CTRs, click through rates, or PPC, pay per click, or Google Analytics are there, or some LinkedIn engagement, social media platform engagements. So these are the tools, those data you have to extract through your CRM system, okay, and analyze it time to time. So you have to monitor the data, and do the periodic review of the data, and you have to find out what works well for your business, and whatever doesn't work for you, doesn't suit for your business, just leave it, and move on with the new trends, or the latest tactics or technologies. Embrace it, and grow your business. That helps you immensely. So you see, whatever can be measured or monitored can be improved, and you see, improvement is the continuous process, and there is always the scope for improvement. So as an entrepreneur, you have to analyze continuously and refine, implement those strategies, and that helps you immensely to grow your business from one level to the next level of excellence. The next is the test, tweak, and try. So
Excuse me, Paritosh ji. It would be a pleasure if you could wrap it up soon. Actually, we have more speakers on the panel today.
Yeah. Just last slide. I'll be going through. Yeah. Okay. So last is like test, tweak, and try. So you have to continuously test new strategies and evolve and thrive in your business, and adapt the new practices, and based on the performances of the old ones. So that's how you evolve your business. So lastly, I would just quote that success doesn't always demand a fat wallet, and it demands a creativity, resilience, and a willingness to learn. So if you have a willingness to learn and adopt the new technologies, you can always thrive your business in many ways. So that's it from my side. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Paridoshji, for your exemplary speech. Could you please share your email ID in the chat box so that if any of our audience have queries, they can simply reach out to you personally?
Definitely. Yeah. Thank you.
For the moving ahead, I would like to invite Dr. Swati Bhatia to commence her speech and share her insights. Welcome, Swati.
Thank you, Soranji and Anjali, for inviting me on this strategic thinking platform in a conference. Before I be talking about, I must say the 3 days I had been looking into the third day going on. Lot of inputs, lot of ideas, lot of things were being gathered and exchanged. And I must say, this is one of the most pressing challenges for any entrepreneur. Advertising effectively on a tight budget. This is what we all are speaking on. And my fellow speakers have talked about it, and I think almost covered everything if I look into the 3 days. But yes, I can summarize in a bit and might be of some good input to somebody if somebody missed out in between. So before we go ahead, I just like to share up my slide. Yeah, and I will be very crisp. Let me see if I could. Just a second, I can't see. Yeah. Is it visible?
Yes, it is.
The display is visible. Okay, fine. So just a second, but I myself is not visible. Yes. So how to advertise effectively on a tight budget? See, whenever we are running out of a tight budget, it doesn't mean that we are sacrificing or we are doing something, we are not doing effective advertising. So we need to make most of the resources which are available. For that, we are here to discuss today. So whenever we talk about this particular tight budget, so before we go ahead, we should know some of the things that are required, which we should understand. The importance, why we need to advertise for entrepreneurs, why entrepreneurs are looking for advertisement. It's very simple. See, when we are running a business, it's about brand awareness. It's about the competitive edge, why we are differentiating our product with the competitors, and we want to brand our positioning also, right? And definitely the growth opportunities. We want to reach our more potential customers, and this advertisement opens a lot of opportunities for business growth and expansion. So advertising is really important for anybody who is doing business, whether we are a new one or we are already an established brand. Yes, but challenges are there. If we count on our tips, the challenges would be like it's limited resources, see, and limited resources is budget, right? So we need to make utmost use of these resources, right? By looking into the competition, by looking into the budget, which has to be now more innovative and creative so that we stand out and we are able to see what exactly we want to do. And whenever we talk about these challenges, the other thing which is more important to keep in mind is the ROI, return on investment, right? We need to measure, we need to maximize our ROI for every penny and every dollar, every pound that we are spending. And it is very necessary for if we want to have cost effectiveness. So that has to be kept in mind. See, these days, the things are changing. Advertising is a different cup of tea.
Sorry to interrupt, Ms. Swati. I guess the slides are not moving.
Yeah, I just want to show the first page that I am speaking on. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay, just wanted to show the first one. So there are a lot of things which are available in present times when we talk online. But if we look at the traditional methods, those can also be the mediums of advertising, whether it's a print media, whether it's through radio and TV commercials. And we have seen after COVID, this advertisements on FM have become more often, right? We don't see much of the ads on the other mediums, but now FM is being utilized. We have seen how they advertise in between the various brands, and they talk about the various products. So that has also come into the picture. So radio and TV commercials, which were coming down, have been again on the forefront after this COVID and all. And mailing, direct mailing campaigns were the previous traditional ones. But as we go with the time, everybody has talked about social media advertisement. Means Facebook, your Insta, your LinkedIn, where your brand becomes more visible. So this online advertisement through social media could be one way to advertise your products, your brands when you have a limited budget. And even your marketing search engines like which are paid searches, but like Google, Bing, other search engines, but they again have a very potential customer where we can actively find the customers who are looking our products and services. So search engine marketing can also be one of the way to market, to advertise when we are on low budget. Then display advertisement, yes, placing your banners on websites or mobiles may frequently help you in your targeting your market. So, but whenever we're talking of these advertisement and we're talking of the tight budget, we also need to understand, okay, we need to utilize social media platforms. We want to engage our customers, but the content that we are to with which we want to engage is again very important. It has to resonate. It has to resonate with the audience, and so that they are encouraged to buy our products, they are encouraged to read about it, and they're even encouraged to share if they like. So that is also required, that we need to create engaging content. Other than that, we also need to understand that partnerships are very important. Many of the people have also talked about that we need to leverage influencer marketing, influencer partnerships, because this is again where we can promote our products and services. Referral programs means if our customers or if our clients are satisfied, we can ask them to refer their friends. This has become again very common, and of referring your products, following the referral programs. And when we can even link these referral programs with some of the smaller vouchers, gifts, options, that if you refer, then you would be getting something in return. May not that gift or should be very expensive, but it can be used as one of the referral programs. Then community involvement, your collaboration, partnerships, these all becomes a very cost-effective and low advertising things. In addition to word of mouth, which every business tries to configure in that word of mouth is required. Then look, even collaboration with the local businesses which are already there, we can collaborate with them, we can partnership with them, right, if they are related to our business. And yes, I must not forget and would like to say, yes, guerrilla marketing techniques which have been there from the Shivaji's time, army guerrilla warfare, which everybody's talked about. This is again one of the greatest technique of creating an impact when we are on a low budget. Means it's very simple when we try to understand what is guerrilla. A small group coming to a large place and doing something and then going back, so that it creates an aura. It's getting people wants to find out what exactly happened, what exactly things are going on. Flipkart, your Snapdeals, all these have talked about. I still remember when the Flipkart was talking about using this guerrilla technique, and there were big hoardings and advertisements which are coming up. Nahi kharidega means अच्छा है क्या कुछ. So Snapdeal says yes, अच्छा किया बता दिया, नहीं खरीदेगा. Flipkart से नहीं, Snapdeal से खरीदेगा. So a lot of these things do make up a difference whenever we talk of the advertising tactics. But whenever we are talking of this, one thing is which is most important that everybody has to keep in mind is the segmentation, marketing segmentations, demographics, psychographics. So when we are advertising, when we're targeting the market, so we need to talk about, we need to remember the segmentation, we need to understand the personalization, how we speak our messages very specific to the specific demography, and that has to be understood, that has to be valued, so that things have to be kept in mind. So these all things have to be taken care. Then whenever we talk about this advertising on a low budget, we are doing everything, but we must not forget what is our USP. That also makes a difference. We need to know our unique selling proposition. We should be very clear. We should create such propelling and compelling statements that communicates with our unique value, why we are unique, what is unique about a product and service. So USP could also, in combination with the advertisements, might be a low budget, functions very good. So and when we are doing this USP, we are working on unique seller propositions. We must also try to figure out, we should try to address what are our specific plan points, right? What is our target audience, or where is its positioning, what we can do, what could be the solution, what people are looking for. So all these things have to be there. So USP has to be there, specific points, and this we need to even show value. Okay, if you show value, you show the benefits, you tell the customers what is advantages to them, then it really becomes good, and it is even not only cost effective, even it is time efficient. So all these things have to be taken into consideration. If I try to summarize our right platforms, engaging the right content, engaging the audience, all these things becomes more important, creating your potential partners, collaborative campaigns, shared resources. So all these things become more important. And when we do this, what we can do, right? We can have a email list. We can have a complete email list, build it together, where we have a common engaged content, and we can even automate those campaigns. So these things could be there. In addition to what others said, we can do a lot. But yes, if we want to do on a large platform, we want to reach more the audience. Other way is that you do organize some workshops, seminars, which could be even industry specific, customer specific, demographic specific, and you try to connect with your customers. Even virtual events can be done where we can talk about what we are offering, how the things should be, where we are in the industry. And when we are doing this, we need to even have some question and answer sessions. That gives an engagement, and it talks about of our what is our business, what is our product. So all these things have to be kept in mind. But before I close, one thing which is very important is the KPI, your key performance indicators, right? That should be aligned with the advertising goals. Right? We should know what is the website traffic, what is our conservations, what is our social media engagement, right? What analytical tools that everybody has been talking about. Analytical tools do make a lot of social media insights. So we need to adjust, we need to iterate, we should know what decisions we need to change with this all this testing going on, whether ABT testing or the guerrilla testing. All these things have to be taken into consideration by keeping your objective very clear and then having your adaptive strategies based on results. So this is what I would like to share today, and would end up that, see, we need to think out of the box. So encouragement to think out of the box is the only clue if you want to minimize our advertising budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Swati, for being with us today, and it was a wonderful speech. Please share your email address in the chat box, and if any of our audience would like to reach out to her, please get back to her via the email address.
Sure.
Now I
Thank you.
request, thank you, Dr. Swati. Now I request Ms. Zarish to commence her speech.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Let me share my screen and turn on my camera.
Sure, Jarish.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So, since everybody has sort of touched upon the subject that how to advertise in a tight budget, so I would begin with that why having the basics right is more important than playing on tactics, because at the end of the day it's more like tactics versus the strategy approach, because if we are investing in a long term strategy we can adapt it according to the tactics, because tactics over the period of time would keep on changing and then new tools and updates would keep on coming. So there is this new concept which is minimum marketable brand, because this is an era of AI and people want to cut down on their investments, not necessarily they want to cut down on their results, but they want something which is more rewarding, at the same time something that requires less effort. So if you are a startup brand or if you do not have a big marketing team and you just need a starting point, you know how to get your return on investment, because in this era digital marketing and specifically any sort of marketing is not just about just branding, it's also about how you are enabling your sales, because at the end of the day it has to make business sense. So if you want to make the right investment and you are just getting started and you don't want to go over the board, then you should switch to minimum marketable brand. Like, this is a concept where you get a few basic right, and there are some key elements for that, and after getting those elements right you can just adapt it according to your strategy and apply different tactics. So basically minimum marketable brand is like distinctive elements where a company is establishing their appealing brand identity, and we need to make sure that when we are marketing a product or a service, either it is B2C or B2B, we have to make sure that the entire marketing efforts are making some brand sense. And when we speak about minimum marketable brand, it means that we are doing less marketing efforts, nevertheless they are contributing to the brand value. So the key elements would be establishing a clear brand identity, and by clear brand identity it is meant that your brand is recognizable, it has a distinguishable a logo, colors, taglines, everything. So that, like, it's not very generic. So the first step is always having a strong brand identity, and then you have to get your core messaging right. And by core messaging, it is meant that you shouldn't keep on changing your brand message. Like, one day you are promising one proposition and another day you are going in a completely different direction. Of course, brand can have multiple propositions, but the direction should be same so that the consumer and the audience are not getting confused. And then the most important step is defining your target audience, because in this day and age, if we speak about target audience in terms of merely psychographics or demographics, that is a bit vague and it doesn't help. We need to be a bit more specific, and by specific I mean we have to analyze their behavior. Like, if we are talking about psychographics, they would definitely translate into a particular consumer behavior, and we need to identify that behavior. So rather than saying that my target audience is 18 to 25-year-old people living in urban area so and so or SEC class A, I would say that my target audience is somebody who wants a quick solution, somebody who wants less time to think about their problems in more more time enjoying the solution. So now I am, crafting a story for my consumer, and now I know better that what type of people I am speaking to, because whatever my target audience is, I should be speaking their language. And if I'm not speaking their language, and if I'm just making some assumptions, and if they are just my ideal customers, not my real customers, so then there is a big disconnect between my advertising and marketing efforts. And of course, then it wouldn't be translating into the branding efforts if we connect it to the bigger picture. And then comes the consistency, because we can do a lot of marketing stuff, we can take multiple initiatives, but if they're not consistent, if we are keep on changing them, that okay, today AI is a buzzword, I will talk about AI, and tomorrow there would be something else, and I will just jump the bandwagon, this is not consistent. If I am making AI a part of my value proposition or unique selling point, I have to make sure that it should remain consistent. Otherwise, it would be more like how we call in journalism, sensational sort of journalism, yellow kind of a thing, where you are just, making your headlines punchy, but there is no subject in it, there is no substance in it. So the consistency is always a key. And then adaptability, because if all of these elements are not adaptable, if you cannot change it according to the latest trends and technologies or the changing times, none of it is actually going to make your brand sustainable in a long run. So if you are a startup or even an already established company, you should think more in terms of how to add the brand value rather than how to expand on the marketing efforts and do this or do that. It should always translate into brand value, and which brings me to the benefits of minimum marketable brand, which is, of course, it is cost effective, because you are not expanding it, you are just adding more substance to it. So it is cost effective, because to begin with, the initial cost would be just for setting the basics right, rather than doing all those nice to haves. And then there would be speed to market, because you want to take an initiative and you are not waiting around for big campaigns to churn out. You are just setting a strong foundation for your brand, and that's how you are rolling it out. And then it's iterative, which means that you are getting feedback, and without making some big investments, you are changing it on the go. So for example, you launched a series of campaign on your social media, and then it wasn't like a huge sort of investment, but it was very creative campaign, and then you gauge the results, you see the interaction of the audience, the feedback that you got, and then you quickly adapt to it and change it. And before standardizing it or before treating it as a template or like a key benchmark of your brand, you are testing and trying, and that is how you know that okay, these are the efforts that I have to take or make in long run to make my marketing efforts more sustainable. And then comes customer centric development, because you are constantly engaged in the feedback loop and you are not following the tactics, you are more oriented towards the strategy side. So of course that makes your brand more customer centric. As I previously said, that the purpose of all this marketing and branding efforts are sales enablement. Even if we want to be the most creative brand out there, even if we want to be the favorite brand of our customers, we are not actually their favorite if we are not selling the product or the service. So it's always better to see that how everything is going to translate into real business world results. And then comes risk mitigation. As I mentioned, that it comes with minimum investment, but that doesn't mean you are compromising with the fundamentals. You are investing more on fundamentals rather than the nice to haves. So it definitely means that you are risk mitigating through this entire strategy. So this brings me to the point that what is the most important metric when it comes to minimum marketable brand or advertising on a tight budget? So that is customer lifetime value. So these days, rather than following every other metric or going after those nitty gritties that we have to see, the CTRs and all of those things, although they are important, but I'm talking about what is the most important. Like if we have to rank them, that would be customer lifetime value, because customer lifetime value tells you that what every customer means to your business. And by that, I mean what a customer would bring to your table. So, for example, if you acquired a customer, that customer throughout their life cycle could make huge investments, could be, bringing a lot more profit than chasing 5 different customers. So, this is very important to gauge that what is the customer lifetime value. And there is a simple formula for that, which is more on the mathematical side. But overall, if we see it in terms of marketing, it is important to look after this key metric, which is valuable metric, not based on volume, but more oriented towards the value. And it does come with a long-term financial impact because you are actually investing in customers that do matter, customers who would advocate your brand one day. So there are different stages of your customer when they first begin with. It starts with, I have a problem. When the customer does realize that they have a problem, and then we can also call it the awareness stage. Then comes stage number 2, where they are like, I need something. Now they are actively thinking about finding a solution. This is more like the consideration stage. Then comes, what are my options? Now they are evaluating. This is evaluation stage because they have made up their mind that they need a solution, but they are not sure about what is my solution. So they will go for the options that are available out there. And then the final stage, the most important stage is when they decide that, okay, your brand is the one that I want to go with, which is making your brand the winner. And the 5th stage, which is like a post winning kind of a stage, which is guess who's back. And that means you are retargeting your customers, you are actually retaining them. So acquiring is just half the battle, and then comes the retention, where you are keeping them, you are retaining them, because that is what will define the customer lifetime value at the end of the day. And then to expand on it further, this is just an infographic about what funnel ads are, because here I'm particularly talking about the digital advertising. So if you talk about funnel ads, so it would be same like the marketing funnel, top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel. So when it comes to the top of the funnel, you should be speaking to the customer in terms of their problems, that it should completely resonate their pain points. That, okay, if they are looking for a apartment, for example, you should speak about all the problems, or the language should be such that it resonates with them about their search and everything. And then comes the middle of the funnel, where you are teaching them about the solution. So here you would just throw them with some tips and tricks that, okay, maybe look for this or look for that. You are not actually selling your product here. You are not pushing them to buy it. You are just making up their mind. You are providing them with valuable information that in the long run also establishes you as a thought leader. And then comes the bottom of the funnel, where you are talking about your service, but again, not in a way that is too salesy. You're basically just telling them that, okay, if you are considering your options and these are your pain points, and this is all the important information that you need to know, maybe you can try us because we have similar values and we can work together in this way. Then this is just an expansion of the previous funnel. It shows that what type of content pieces we can churn out on each stage. So for example, if we are on, and this also depends on the intent, if the customer intent is high or low. So if they are in the awareness stage, display targeting ads are the best way. And here we can offer them with blogs or an article placement. And then if they are in consideration stage, it is highly targeted social ads, where we can either provide them with protected content, which is also known as gated content. Here you can give them with case studies, or you can give them with, you can provide them with ebooks and get their information like email and name and number, and then retarget them later on, which is like the last stage, paid search and retargeting. And there you can do live interactions, you can send them emails, you can have closing interactions, but that is when they have made up a decision about purchase, and then comes the final sales. And here is a table that defines why the volume versus value driven strategy, and it defines the basic KPIs of advertisement and what a volume driven strategy would mean and what a value driven strategy would mean. And here the recommendation is, of course, going after the value driven strategy. So, the first KPI is impression. So, if we talk about impressions, so, in a volume-driven strategy, you would chase high impression rate, millions or billions of. But if you are going after the value, it could either be moderate to high, but it would be valuable in terms of the customer lifetime value and everything as previously mentioned. Same as when we talk about clicks. So if my strategy or I'm applying just tactics and my purpose is having lots of clicks, it would be large click-through rates and completely high. So everything is here high to low, and it's in extremes. And if we talk about value-driven, it is moderate to high, but at the end of the day, because it is value-based, it is much more, aligned with the business goal as compared to the volume. Because numbers, if they're not translating into real results, they are just numbers at the end of the day. Same goes with the most interesting metric, which is engagement quality. So engagement quality is like how much we want to engage with our customers and what are we looking for when it comes to their interactions. So engagement quality is usually low, and by that it means your customers are not really interacting, they're not really reading your content, they're just liking or maybe commenting like amazing, nice, good, thumbs up, or flowers, or that kind of a stuff. It is low value. But when you have focused on value driven strategy more, it would be the engagement quality would be high in such a way they would leave comments that are more genuine, more meaningful, like you have told them a story about your product and they're actually sharing their insights or actually telling you that this is what we think about your product, that kind of a thing. So moving forward, since we have now the increasing use of artificial intelligence and the focus is to advertise on a tight budget, and for that, like it's like connecting the dots on the canvas. We begin with minimum marketable brand and then focusing on the customer lifetime value, and then leveraging generative AI for all these efforts. So how that could be done. So there are different pointers here that how can we leverage generative AI because we are advertising on tight budget. One is we can use it for content creation efficiency because AI creates efficient content. So of course, we can just reduce the efforts to several folds through AI. Then we can make it more personalized.
Excuse me, Ms. Jarish,
sorry,
if
what?
you could just wrap it up soon, it would be a pleasure.
Yeah, this is like the last slide.
Sure.
Yeah. So I was talking about the benefits of AI and how we are supposed to, connect it to the advertising on tight budget. So there is this content creation efficiency. Then we can make it more personalized through AI. Then we can do A/B testing because we can create multiple copies through it, and then we can make dynamic ad adjustments and resource allocation guidance through AI as well. Then when it comes to audience segmentation, and when it comes to cross-channel consistency or predictive budgeting, especially if you talk about media buying and planning, or automated keyword optimization, AI plays a very important role. Yeah, are you saying something?
Sure. Thank you, Ms. Jarish, for being with us today. Please do share your email ID in the
Okay.
chat box for any questions or discussions that our audience would like to connect with you and have. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for the last session of Conference 2.8 on how to advertise on a tight budget as an entrepreneur. And we hope that everyone gained some knowledge from this conference. Looking ahead, we are excited to announce that our next conference will be held in Jan on the topic of unveiling startup funding, the strategies and choices for success. We hope to see you all there and engage in insightful discussions. Further, we thank you again and we do look forward to connecting with you in our upcoming conference next month. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to subscribe to all our social media handles to stay connected with us and get regular updates. Thank you, everyone.